We are back. Fuel Up Podcast. What is up?
What's up, guys?
We have some guests today. Back in the studio. It's been a while that we had some guests in the studio. Introduce yourselves, guys. You have camera 2 here. Remember, right? Remember we have to...
Well, camera 1 is on us.
Yeah.
Camera 2 is on them.
We gotta know this stuff because that's camera 1, camera 2.
I don't even know where to look.
Here,
I'm gonna look at camera 1 thinking it's gonna get me in the screen here. It's like nope.
All it sees is like the little tip of the mic. That's all it sees right now.
Maybe just fly scoop. No.
So last episode, it was episode 63. We said episode 64 was the first guest back since...
Who was the last guest?
Man-Made.
Oh, my God.
That was
our last one?
10 episodes ago, 4 months ago.
Shows it. Everything got locked down and everything. It's crazy.
That's pretty fast. So camera 2, introduce yourselves.
Well, my name is Anthony. I'm a founder and host. We're hosts of the podcast, the Curfew Boys. My partner Sammy.
What's up? Hello.
And you guys, I just wanted to know, because we were on their podcast, right?
Yep.
Yes,
So now roles are turned, guys. Now we're going to start asking you guys.
Now the pressure's on us.
Yeah,
The pressure's on us.
No, I don't know. I don't feel any pressure. I think they give you.
I might
Hey,
have hit it with my heel.
Out of frame.
don't get me out of frame, right, guys.
Get me out of free. So I just wanted to know, where did you guys start your love for the sport, basically? Because if you guys don't know, they're a podcast about, right, hockey. Is it all sports or just it's mostly hockey, right?
It's mostly hockey and the Montreal Canadiens, but
Right.
because of the recent action in the NFL playoffs, I guess some of our segments turn to that direction. Especially how bad the Canadiens are playing. Some sports fans need some excitement, and the NFL seems to be providing that excitement.
The core of our podcast is the Montreal Canadiens.
Right?
You know, we throw in hockey talk, of course, and some sports if there's any special news around
For sure.
around the sports world, especially now, like Sammy was saying, you know, the NFL with the playoffs and the Super Bowl coming up. We're
You
talking
can't
about
have
that.
to talk about that. You
Yeah.
cannot talk about
No, but
the Super
what also helps too is we see within our followers that they're posting a lot of NFL stuff as well. So it's easy. I guess it's easy
for
to
sure.
interact. The funniest thing though was when the Bills got eliminated. That specific Bills fan follower of ours, he messages the group or the Curfew Boys page. And he goes word for word, I was looking forward to your episode just because I needed to get away from the Bills losing. And what do you guys do? You talk about the Bills.
The start of the episode was that Bills, because I'm a big
amazing.
Patriots fan, and I hate the
sir.
Bills. I mean, the rivalry we have is like the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston
exactly.
Bruins.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
the Toronto Maple
Yeah,
Leafs.
yeah.
And seeing the Bills lose the way they lost, so it was just
that's
something
good.
I had to start off that episode and just rub it in a little bit.
You saw it in Anthony's face. He's just like waiting. Just like his face was like
He was
like
twitching, ready to go.
it's like shaking a Coke bottle. Like he's just ready to explode.
Well, even when we were on the episode, we spoke about hockey for about like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
In the last 20 minutes, I didn't speak much because I don't know too much about hockey. I'll be straight honest with everybody. But like I brought up the Patriots, and like it was a 35-minute rant.
He literally just came in and dropped an atomic bomb on the conversation.
We
And
have,
it just exploded.
One of our members, Joey, Statman Joe, he's a big Rams fan,
Yep.
and his Rams are going to the Super Bowl finals this year. And he's
It's
a
true,
big,
it's true. You're talking about it that episode. Good
yeah,
for him.
he's a
Good for
big
him.
Patriot hater for his specific reasons. Let's not get into that talk right now. But yeah, when you drop that bomb,
Cheaters.
He's taking it back on display.
I'll hold back a little bit. I'll hold back a bit.
So where did you guys get the love for the sport of hockey? Like, where was it? Did you guys always play like all kinds of sports, or was it just really always hockey?
I've been playing hockey since the age of like 3-4 years old. At that time, as a kid, you know, it's just something I did just because my parents wanted me to do it. But like, I still enjoyed it. I guess I became a real fan of the sport, or especially the Montreal Canadiens, but the sport of hockey itself. I'm going to go back to at least 2002, the season where Saku Koivu was diagnosed with cancer. And I guess, you know, that kind of sparked me to really pay attention to the team, see how they're doing without their captain. And then when he came back and just the inspiration he brought to not just the city, but within the hockey world, like from then on, it just, for me, the love for the team so am I. Like it's all over me.
I know.
It just took off from there. So I like to think that specific moment was the key for me. Like I always knew I liked hockey, but I think from that point on, it just stayed with me, and it's been with me for like my entire life since then.
For me, I mean, I I've been into sports since I was a kid, especially the Montreal Canadiens. It was something that my father and I were always watching growing up together. He brought me to the 1993 Stanley Cup parade. The parade. I mean, I don't remember much of it. I have like a small little memory of it, but nothing more.
If I remember, Anthony, weren't you wearing an LA Kings socks?
Yes. So that's
the
where
team
my
the team that they beat.
So I'm very for those who know me, I'm very superstitious. I have OCD. I'm crazy, and it started from that. No, it's crazy. Like my superstitious, crazy
even at the age of
mindset. 5. Sports. You can't watch sports with me. Like you saw me with the Euro Cup this year. When we watched the games together, no one can talk to me. No one can sit with me. I'm just a psycho. I'm a psycho when it comes to.
Wears the same jersey every game. If they lose, he's never wearing that jersey again. He's like I've got a friend like that. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
And it all started from the LA Kings socks. So I watched the whole Stanley Cup Finals that year in '93 with LA Kings socks. Okay, and it was the opposite team because Montreal Canadiens beat the LA Kings. And since then, I always thought, okay, Habs won because I was wearing the opposite team socks, right? So since then, I've been very superstitious when I watch sports. And the love started from there in regards to hockey and the Habs. I've been a diehard Habs fan since '93. In soccer, big Italy fan, also a Juve fan.
Yes, sir. No, he likes all my teams. I like that.
Yeah, he likes all the cheating teams, according to Joey.
According to Joey.
Hey, Joey, if you see this, all the cheating teams, huh?
Yeah.
And then I became a crazy football fan since when I met my wife. I was never an NFL fan.
She's the fan?
Her family is a big Patriots NFL fan.
That's nice.
So when I met the family, Sunday was just
football
it's
day.
like going to church,
Yeah.
but it was really Sunday in the living room.
They don't move, eh?
They don't move.
It's crazy. The people that really like follow NFL, like, I'm not a big NFL fan like that anymore. I find like
NFL fans are
it's crazy.
It's the best fan base in sports.
I think so,
I
too.
believe that's my opinion, but I think it's a very popular sport.
Like I play ball hockey with a group of guys, and we were like, I think we wanted to go play ice hockey. Like I think it was not, I don't know how many weeks ago, but it was a couple weeks ago. So there was still a lot of games on Sunday. Every Sunday, someone would ask, and they're like, guys, NFL, don't even ask. And it was all, these guys are like, I'm not leaving my house. I'm like, but just go play for an hour, like in between. No, I'm not leaving my house.
You wake up, you look at the NFL game date, what's going on, the stats, and all that stuff. That 1 o'clock till 10 p.m. is just football all day. So I ended up becoming the love of the sport became every Sunday with my girlfriend at the time. Yeah. Then I just fell in love with the sports, and now I'm a bigger fan than my wife. So
that's crazy. So, that's a cool way of getting introduced into it.
Yeah, I'll add in. I used to play baseball as a kid too.
Oh,
so I was a huge Montreal Expos.
Montreal though.
Yeah, I was
baseball.
Well, in growing up in
I played too though growing up.
Growing up in RDP, like a bunch of my friends, we used to play. But just when the Expos left, I think that's when like it just went downhill for me. It's like I fell out of love, I guess. Like I still like the sport. I'll sometimes watch the World Series. But on the overall, like apart from hockey, like I enjoy the NFL football as well. Like I watch the Alouettes too as well, even though it's not NFL quality.
Yeah,
but I mean I root for the home team. Same for soccer, the Montreal Impact. I don't have a specific favorite team, and I actually watch the NBA playoffs too as well.
NBA playoffs are pretty crazy.
They're pretty good for NBA.
No. Only the closest thing is Toronto, the Raptors.
Okay, the Raptors.
Well, they were supposed to, I think, come to Montreal. There were talks.
There were talks.
Montreal,
they're
right?
trying. Well, because when the Raptors played, oh my God, I don't even know who they. Like the turnout was great. So that sparks the conversation. Oh, maybe we could bring in an NBA team to Montreal. Yeah. I think they should. I think it'd be great.
Because weren't they having all kinds of like games at the Laval, the Place Belle? They had like all kinds of.
Isn't that where the Raptors played?
They started bringing like they were doing with baseball.
Like Team Canada Junior or something.
Yeah, baseball. They had some games at the Olympic Stadium to try to get the love back in the city.
Yeah. I find everyone. I heard like when they came, my news feed was filled with people going to watch that.
Yeah, but then again, it's because we haven't had it in so long. It was the hype.
Yeah.
Do you think
every week would it be,
like look when the Montreal Impact came to Montreal when they went to the Super Stadium, it was always full.
Hey, fun fact, Tom Brady was drafted by
Montreal Expos.
Yes. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah, he was.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, he was.
Tom Brady was drafted by the Expos.
And then the whole team got eliminated. You're not coming to Montreal.
So again, I don't know if it would work here in Montreal.
I know
Because it's the hype, right?
What's this, a baseball team?
Baseball or basketball.
They need to change that stadium.
They have to change that whole. They have to change
the
the
Olympic Stadium. You're saying?
Yeah.
At least basketball, they got the Bell Center or the Plus Bell.
Basketball, they could do the Bell Center, and almost every single NBA team they play in an arena.
That's it.
But for baseball, they need a new venue.
Do we have another baseball stadium other than the Olympic Stadium?
No. Negative.
It's the only one, eh?
It's the only one.
The one that could actually hold this amount.
We have
of
the
people.
Saputo there for soccer, but it's not that big, right?
It's like I think they hold 18,000 fans.
That's it.
Don't-
If you go to Europe, it's like.
Or I think just a bit more.
Fact check.
Maybe just a bit more.
Sorry, YouTube. It's not.
Let's find
Something
out.
like that.
Pull that shit up.
Just to be safe here, because.
So did you guys always watch like NHL like when you were kids, or was it like mostly when you grew up, or you just played like when you were kids and then you started watching?
I used to play NHL as a kid.
That for sure.
I played NHL
Because I know a lot
on
of people
Super
that-
NES. I used to play NHL 95 and just destroyed all my
was-
friends.
that
I
was a
just
good game.
so competitive, and I was actually pretty good at it.
But like, did you guys watch the game first and then love playing it, or did you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, to the best of my memory, I guess it just one came with the other.
Right.
It was just like, you watch the Canadians.
'Cause I don't remember. That's why.
I mean,
I don't remember either, but I
That's
just
why I'm
watched.
asking. Yes,
Growing up in the 90s, I mean, we didn't have cell phones and
Right.
social media, so the only thing
Play
we
hockey.
knew was go outside and play outside, and
Yeah.
it was always hockey.
And
street
now
hockey.
it's fun you mentioned that, because now I'm there. I'm like, how did I get to know all these players like Yzerman, Sakic, Brendan Shanahan, like Brett Hall in their prime without YouTube, without just
hockey cards.
Yeah, it was probably to that. It was probably thanks to McDonald's, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank you.
those McDonald's,
Those McDonald's hockey
oh my
cards
God,
that
yeah,
got
the
me
Happy
problems.
Meals.
It's just for the life of me, listen, I can't remember what I ate yesterday for breakfast, but I'm really. That's good.
That's
There's
it,
no
'cause
YouTube,
nothing,
no
so
internet to look back.
You would always just basically you go outside, you see a group of guys, or even sometimes you'd be playing. There's nets already out. People are playing. You have a stick.
That's
a guy
all it
throwing
is.
it,
And
and
you don't see that anymore. You
And-
don't.
and-
unless-
on my street growing up, that's all we used to
That's
do.
all we used to do.
Just
I
me and
remember
the- me and
scream
a couple
car.
buddies.
Everyone will move the
Yeah.
nets.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't see that anymore. Like in my area, there's some kids that play, but you don't see them playing.
No, you-
hockey.
Yeah, they're
and
playing on
stuff
the
like that.
TVs.
No, like I see some kids outside, but they're like running around or whatever, screwing around. But they're not like us. We also have hockey games, like almost the whole street. Everyone would be there.
Yeah.
All
make
over.
have tournaments.
Exactly.
We used to
like,
walk so I live in St. Leonard, then behind my house I have this whole big factory, and that's where we used to always play. But my cousins used to live down the street, like really far down, and we had to carry
I remember
equipment.
that.
And
I remember
nets.
that. We carried
It was like a
goalie
20-minute
pads.
walk with a bunch of
There's
Today's
a bunch of-
generation, with all the respect, would never do that. They
Too
would
lazy.
put them in their trucks or
Would you-
cars.
would you-
No, they're the ones that carry the hockey bags with wheels.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
They put it on their
the
car.
one with wheels.
No way, my father never let me have those
No,
bags.
no, wheels. I used to have the old bags. I remember my bag like inside out. I think it was an iTech. Remember iTech? The
Yeah.
brand iTech?
Yeah.
The black bag written iTech in green. And poof, and then you go flying backwards with it because you're a little kid.
Yeah, to answer your question, the love of the sport came from both. We love playing.
That's it, right?
When we met in high school, used to come to my house every Friday, Saturday, play NHL on PS4. PS4.
PS2.
PS2 actually. It was PS2.
Anymore,
Take it
but
back
very
like
true.
15 years.
Yeah.
We're not there.
PS2, the first Xbox, I believe. So with some other friends, yeah, it's
The old NHL games.
Those are the best
Those
ones.
were good.
Remember NHL
All kinds of
hits?
glitches and stuff.
NHL Hits was
Yeah.
fun. It was
Well,
just-
Send the
I
guy
used to
flying.
play NHL 2002, the one with the Mario Lemieux cover.
Oh,
I used to play that
yes.
on my PC. So I was just there with the mouse, and I remember it's just Z, X,
remember
and
that.
C, and space bar.
I remember
just
that.
That's
I remember
all.
that.
Was
Then we
there a
try to
glitch
get-
where you go behind the net and just like always goes in?
That was the glitch.
That
There was
was
a
a
couple.
newer game though. That
was
wasn't
like
that
06, I
old.
think,
Yeah,
or 07
exactly. Then there
probably.
was another glitch when you'd get into like what's it called, the face-off circle. You pull it back and just snipe. You'd always get it in. There was always like a.
There was
certain spot.
there was one glitch. I think it was NHL 2001, the one with Owen Nolan on
Nolan,
it.
yeah, exactly.
So you used to, it was on PlayStation 2. If you were to skate directly down the middle, center ice, at the center ice line or the face-off circle, you used to press like the lob button. It would literally go in. The goalie would try to glove it, but he'd miss.
It was
It's
like a
just
lob
like
shot.
he's just looking at it. Just try it.
This goes back to our friendship, if Statman Joe's listening here, there was one time I had all my friends over, and we had
I
a big
remember
tournament.
this.
And a little friend of ours, Max and Joey, played, and they were the two guys that were the best at NHL.
But they used
Those are two guys in the
they
finals.
used to bicker at each other.
Well,
They
you
used
see
to
already,
bicker.
like,
They
and
made a rule,
yeah.
no glitches for this game. It was like a big tournament, and they made the finals, and one of them used the
they
glitch
had
at the
to?
end, and
No,
it
but wait a minute.
caused.
But didn't
dropped the
didn't they
controller.
go into shootout or somebody had a penalty shot and somebody accidentally, I don't know, conspiracy theory, pressed pause as he took the
Oh
shot.
my God, I
So
remember
somebody
that. You
pressed
used to
pause, so
lose it.
you just see the entire, like, all of us in his living room, everybody just silent. And I think it was Max, because it was Max taking the penalty shot, and you hear Max, who the fuck, Joey, what the fuck did you do? He's just losing his shit on Joey, and Joey's like, I didn't do anything.
I remember
Those are the good
things.
Then he's like, okay, we're going to press pause again in 3, 2, 1. Press pause. Doesn't Max score? Yeah! He jumps, he gets in Joey's face, and Joey just like throws the remote in the air, just walks away. He's so pissed.
And you see a guy in the background
Oh
with the
my
remote
God.
just hitting pause. There was only that one guy.
Is the third
the
controller
third
in the back?
minute.
That's
Oh
it.
my
That's
God.
it. That's it.
Those were good times.
Yeah.
So, do you guys, since you guys have liked the sport for so long, do you have like a favorite player growing up, or a favorite player now, still today, that you always say that is like my top player? Like we spoke about this, I think, in soccer on your podcast and stuff too. We were saying, but like
Yeah.
of all time, it's hard for hockey. That's why
Well,
I'm asking.
for like, I mean, growing up, obviously Saku Koivu was up there for Montreal Canadiens. But if I look at other players and teams around the league, my God, like Joe Sakic for Colorado, Steve Yzerman for Detroit.
classic guys.
I loved Sergei Fedorov too. He's just like, he was one of my favorite Russian players. Too bad I didn't get to see Pavel Bure as
was just
much
gonna say,
because
that's my
he's the
favorite,
best, in my opinion, aside from Ovechkin, the best Russian player.
He is to me.
To
He's my favorite
like,
player,
he's
I
just like, if
think. With the old
way,
school Canucks jersey on.
well, that's it.
That's a
And
sick
I have
jersey.
a big frame poster of him with that old school Canucks, the black one
Yeah,
with the
yellow
yellow orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's right now like Alexei Kovalev was huge,
Yeah, Kovalev
when
was
he
huge
came,
for
but I
Montreal.
was still a Koivu fan as well. Price is obviously my all-time favorite goalie, but I always liked Matt
All
Timber.
time.
Yeah,
Warren Brother, Ross.
yeah. Well, just because he's just for bias reasons, because he just wears the CH logo. But I loved Martin Brodeur. Leroy, I never disliked him, but for some reason he just wasn't. I don't know why.
It's either you like him or you don't. That guy. I feel
No,
like.
but I don't dislike him, but I wouldn't say he was one of my favorite goaltenders.
Okay.
But then Dominic Hasek, just because the guy's just throwing
Crazy.
limbs,
He
he's just
was
throwing
crazy.
limbs in the air just to whatever. Because he said he's like, I have no technique. My own technique is just put whatever part of my body to block
way.
the puck.
Try to grab the puck and
Well,
This guy used to roll over
He
and
do
stuff, man.
acrobats
He used to
just to try to
Go on YouTube, right? Dominic
Yeah.
Hasek, that guy he was just a goalie that threw himself everywhere.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
like you know,
just-
like
just to try
rolling
to stop
over
the-
and he like hands.
But did he save the puck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
the best
of
goalies
lot.
of all
He was
time.
good.
He is.
Okay.
He knew he like he
you
was
ask
one-
yourself, is it talent or luck? Because the guy would just throw himself.
No, I don't know. I
everywhere.
think he
difference
just
It
knew
was
the
probably-
puck is going that way. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw I'll dislocate my arm just to block
And
the
hopefully
puck.
grab
and
it,
then-
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
He'd get it most of the time. That's what's crazy. But
Yeah.
he
For
was-
me, it was Mark Recchi.
Oh, yeah.
He was my
Was he number 8 for the Habs?
Number
right?
8,
Yeah,
yes.
for the
Oh, he's
Habs.
number 8 for his whole career. actually.
yeah
Really, his whole career.
whole career.
Even when he
His
won
whole
with,
career, one number. Yo, that's rare in NHL. Like
Even when he
that.
switched
Like, he's
teams?
not the.
even
he's
when he
not
won
Ovechkin, you
when he
know,
won
he's
with
not the-
I
No,
think
hold
when
on
he,
a second. He was number 8. Didn't he go to Boston with
Exactly.
number 11?
Yeah, he went to Boston. I think. in his
he did go-
or
he did-
18
He went to
or
Boston with
something.
Oh,
or
I
Philly
think
with number
you're right.
11.
No,
Double
no,
check.
Philly was
Recchi,
number 8.
RECCHI.
no, Philly
you're right.
was number 8. That I can
I
guarantee.
think Boston was
Do you
number
remember
11.
Mark
I'm not
Recchi
100%
in the
sure.
Montreal?
Maybe.
Do you remember?
Oh,
He
because
was big for the Habs, man. This guy was like.
He was just
Yeah, he was great.
my player growing up. Even Martin Brodeur was back in the day in high school. Elementary school, high school. We had our agendas and put like
Oh, yeah,
pictures
the
of your
stickers and
favorite
pictures,
stickers.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
always Martin Brodeur. But since then, I for some reason cannot find that player today. I got close to Mike Camilleri. Mike Camilleri came to
I have his
Montreal.
jersey, yeah, like.
He was the guy that was gonna not replace Recchi, but it was my new favorite player. And then that died. That died out. Sorry, he didn't die. He died out. But till this day, I don't have a favorite.
That was the
favorite
year
player.
with Gomez and with
Yeah.
Gianta,
Yeah.
the
I see a
minis.
picture here. Is it possible he wore 28?
it is
Exactly,
possible.
28,
Yes.
Boston?
28 with Boston.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
20 with
that's
Boston,
right,
not
that's
11.
true.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's right.
Then
You're
eight
Because
with
I-
the Flyers.
Because
Yeah, it
I
was 8
think
with the Flyers.
that's because Cam Neely wore number 8 for
Exactly,
Boston and it was
that's it. I
retired.
remember
That's
that he
why.
changed
Yes,
in Boston.
that's true.
That's it.
That's true.
Yeah,
So
that's
he
it.
wore 8 with the Penguins.
Yeah,
He was
with
always
the Flyers.
8, and then only in Boston he had a different number.
Because he went to Boston, if you don't know. He went to Boston at the end of his career.
But even
Like, it
won,
was
he
just
even
like
won
a-
with Carolina.
Did he
I know-
play with Montreal?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
He was
Mark
also
Recchi
number
He was
8.
big.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He was like big with Montreal. If you check his season stats with Montreal, it was
Yeah.
insane stats this guy had.
But I think the obvious is, you gotta like Ovechkin, Crosby, like.
But do you guys have like one player that you could say it's him and that's it?
Oh boy.
Today,
Yeah, from like back in the day, from like today.
for
from
me, it's
whatever you
Mark
want.
Recchi.
Mark Recchi.
He's the guy. Like I never fell in love with another player.
Because it doesn't
since.
have to be. Like,
Don't get me wrong,
Ovechkin or,
again,
like,
but don't get me wrong.
Ovechkin.
There's Ovechkin and Matthews. I love watching them play. They're highly talented players. Crosby, highly talented. But for me to tell you who I love and
That's it. It
is
doesn't
Mark
have to be the best
Recchi.
player, exactly.
Mark Recchi till this day. There's not one guy who.
That's tough for me though.
It is.
Just because I think I just like the different styles of players that came along. But one guy that I'd probably just really freak out about I'll probably go with Kovalev because he's the last. He's the last
For me,
player.
that's
Like
that.
I loved PK Subban years with the Canadians. I really do. He was, in my eyes, in my opinion, like super talented. Like he had the
There's
talent
talks.
when
There's talks about him,
yeah, maybe we'll see.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like
He might be
when
coming
Kovalev had
I
the
don't see it
puck,
happening.
but I don't think.
As a player?
Yeah.
Kovalev.
Oh yeah, obviously. What is he gonna come back?
Yeah.
Coach or something, I don't know.
He still plays.
Still
He's
playing.
still young. He's our age. He's like our age.
Yeah, he's 33.
Yeah, 33. Sorry.
I'm not 30 yet. Give
Oh,
me
yeah. Sorry. He's our
Yeah,
age.
okay.
He's still young.
Don't add
That's-
5 years to my life.
He's still young. It's true.
Yeah, but when Kovalev had the puck, like it just when
Magic.
when you're that type of player that when you have the puck and you're coming down the ice and you get people to stand up and really be like, oh, what's he
yeah.
gonna
When
do
you
now?
see him
Like
on the side there,
like
on that,
the only
right
player
wing there, he
the
just-
only player after Kovalev to do that was PK Subban. But like because
Not the same thing.
because I play forward though, like I had got a bit more of that connection with a forward doing that than a defenseman.
I used to love watching Subban because I played defense my whole life.
Yeah,
and the
so
stuff that he
there
would
you
do,
go.
like they're going Colorado there when he wrapped it
Oh,
around.
my
and
God,
I-
it was beautiful.
I was like freaking out. I
Yeah,
remember. I was like, you never
that was
see
beautiful.
Defensemen do that. Not from Montreal, anyways, because we had always like those stand up, those big guys that are like slap shots or what. Then we had Markov. Or Markov.
I always
Yeah,
enjoyed
that one I
Andrei
know.
Markov.
You know,
That
maybe-
guy, you know.
Yeah, that guy I know.
I hope you know him because he's been around forever.
You know what made me laugh when
He's a-
PK Subban left the team? When you're driving to downtown Montreal, what do you see? A massive billboard.
That's it.
You see him holding a Weber like spatula. And
Yeah, he got traded
Weber,
for-
yeah, but
yeah.
it's the barbecue.
the barbecue, yeah. Like they're giving the guy so much shit, whatever it may be, and you're driving downtown Montreal and you see his face.
Traded for the guy with the
Jesus,
last
yeah.
name of Weber.
Yeah.
I think what was even more awkward was that summer he got traded. He hosted the Just for Laughs gala.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all
Like,
kinds
can
of
you
stuff.
imagine how awkward
How
that
much
must have
shit
been
he
for
must
him?
have got.
And he actually, I don't know what he said. I think he made jokes about it that like, well,
What are you
I
gonna
don't
do?
play for you guys anymore, but I'm still here for some
What are you gonna
reason.
do, honestly? Like,
It's part of the
Handle it.
business.
You
But
have to.
like,
It's all
business,
God
yeah.
damn, it was. I don't know. I look back now, like it was one of those things. Super, super happy to see Shea Weber be part of the Montreal Canadiens, but super sad to see PK leave the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
So
Was he traded from Montreal like in a rush, like because like he did build like because he
It was a
donated to the
blockbuster
hospital and like he did a lot of things in Montreal, right? But like I don't like too much when he got traded, but like I know there's a lot of heat when he
Yeah, it was a
when he got,
blockbuster trade that was unexpected. No one expected that. We just
It was like
lot of-
last minute.
There was a lot
I
of
still
the people
remember-
saying that there was talks like him and Pacioretty didn't get along.
it was him and Pacioretty. It
the
was
head
him and the
guy.
coach Michel Therrien.
Yeah, Teddy.
But then there was a whole thing where
forgot about Teddy,
Bergevin, Mark Bergevin, the general manager, he's like, PK is not available for a trade, or I'm not putting PK on the trading block. Then a month later, he trades him.
That's Bergevin. He was
It's
so
I-
So who knows what happened behind the scenes? type of
There's,
thing.
I'm sure
that's-
something.
I'm sure it's that.
There's-
There's got to be something.
He
Something
wanted
behind
to leave,
closed
you know?
doors that we will never
No,
know.
he didn't want to leave.
No,
You
did
think
not.
he would have wanted to leave?
He said it
No,
last
but
year.
I'm saying he did all that stuff like you said. That,
Yeah, that's
especially
it.
He
that
still loves
year.
Montreal.
The
Like,
th- exactly.
He's still part of our community. He still
And
has
we-
the hospital. And,
Yeah,
it's-
And we
Donald
watched
donates and-
watched the game at your place. I remember when he first came back.
I was at the game.
You were
I was
there?
at the game, yeah.
The way he
Sick
was
game.
crying, like it shows.
I got
It-
mad at a guy in front of me because I said, "Fuck you, Subban." I go, "What's wrong with you?" The guy did. I literally
No,
spoke to him after. I go,
it's-
"What's wrong with you?"
No,
It's-
I was so mad. I remember I was
The
there with
way-
my girlfriend. We're so pissed. I'm like, "What?" The guy came back. He did so much for the community, right? Like,
still
like you
doing
guys
it,
said.
and he
But
still is.
just,
Yeah,
he just
exactly.
gave all that money. It was right. It was around that time for the hospitals. He was with the kids all the time, and you're telling him to, like, screw you. Why? Because he got traded. What's wrong with you? I was
it's-
like
it's
so
well,
disgusted. I hate that.
Yeah, but
Then after
I get it. It's like one
idiot.
idiots.
Boo him and so I can't stand that stuff. Like the guy
So you
did
think
so
he was
much
forced out of the team?
for sure. Not forced, but I think something happened.
Yeah.
Something had to happen.
It's
It
just
happened to be on the chopping
I'm sure
block
it's Patch ready.
Yeah, it was
caused a lot of issues.
It was probably. I think it just came down to just not. I don't want to say lack of chemistry, but they made a choice. Who's going to be the leader, Pacioretty
Exactly. It's either
or
Pacioretty or
PK?
Subban.
And because those two for sure, I'd like to think were clashing heads, unfortunately. But when he came back and he just started crying on the ice after he got a little tribute video, like it shows right there. Like I knew right there that he never wanted to be out of this team.
No,
he wanted to stay. He loves
every
the
time
city.
he talks about this.
He loves the city. He loves the fan base. And you know what? The more I think about it, the more I see the direction of this team, where it's going, and I know with the all new management coming in, I think maybe they should consider bringing.
I think so too.
You think he'd be the leader?
The only thing I don't see, the reason why I don't see that happening is because Montreal's known as bringing back players. Taking players after their prime.
It's true.
With the new vision and the new. I mean, as fans, we're hoping that we don't follow the same.
That's true too,
habits
right?
of what we did before.
Exactly.
So seeing Subban coming back reminds me of the old system.
I get what
That's
you're
the
saying.
only reason why I don't think
it's true.
Here's my just slight counter argument is that if they do trade Jeff Petrie,
I'm sure they are.
Who right now is the veteran on defense. Because most likely Sherratt's going to go. I love Joel Edmondson, but I don't know. If he's great, but I don't know if he's going to be have that leadership role, or like he is going to help out any young defenseman that comes in. But if Jeff Petrie's gone, we're going to need someone on the right side, and I think PK could provide at a cheap price. Because if he wants anything more than $5 million,
I don't know.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Well, right now, look, I'm looking at his stats. He was 42 games, 15 points, 44 games, 19 points the season before, and then the season before that, 68 games, 18 points.
Yeah, he declined after Montreal.
Really
he declined.
But he also had a lot of injuries too. But my point is that like if you bring him back just to, I don't know. I think he could do him some justice just to bring him back. Like I think
don't get me wrong, I would love him back, but
because you know who else would probably appreciate his presence back?
Price.
Exactly. Because chances are Weber's gone. Price is actually, he's bummed about Weber being out.
I see the fit. I see the advantages of him back. It's just what worries me is we're following in the same trap like before, bringing back players. Unless, Subban, again, don't get me wrong.
Unless bring him back and make him play more of like a leadership role, don't think.
Well, he's going to be on. He's going. Well, that's it. Like he's going to be on the power play. Like he'll play power play minutes. But
I think he could do good with Romanov, honestly.
I think so too. Like PK could still skate.
Oh, that's
he could still skate. So it's. I really have to see what Kent Hughes decides.
Well, because
what
options do they have? Honestly,
they don't. Though that's the thing. There's nobody else on the right side, especially amongst
defense's right side. We all know
especially amongst the prospects.
We got lucky with Petrie, right?
Well, it was a great trade at the time.
We didn't think he was going to be as good as he was in the past.
First of all, I don't think they should trade him. I like it. He's just having a terrible
season. Wife and stuff.
There's something happening.
His wife is gone from here. My girlfriend's obsessed with like a show she's on. I don't know if she's like a celebrity on some show. And she's like fed up in Montreal. There's all the mandates and all this stuff.
Yeah,
she's out. She's already gone.
She's in Michigan.
Petrie's girlfriend.
Okay.
Wife. Sorry, not girlfriend.
Listen, he's not playing well because his head is not in the game.
I'm sure she's saying shit. The kids in her are somewhere else too.
They're in Michigan. They're in Michigan. They left Quebec because of all the mandates without opening up that.
Yeah, exactly. But she just.
But can you imagine? I don't know. You're a father. Can you imagine being away from your wife and kids for so long? Worried about them, like.
And it's not like they're like.
And they're also probably not agreeing on certain things. And again, he's playing that game of like, this is my career, but this is my family, and
I think he's
back and forth. So I think he's done here in Montreal. Mentally,
a bad season, and he's getting crucified. He's getting crucified by the fan base, which I think is not fair.
But that's Montreal. But that's Montreal, man. That's Montreal.
Yeah, I know.
It's everywhere, but worse than Montreal. It is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe Toronto's bad. You think Toronto's worse?
Toronto's pretty bad.
Yeah, Toronto's
bad. That's right. They were crucifying Austin Matthews every time they go in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Do you guys think the game of hockey changed compared to like we're saying in the 90s and stuff? How we used to watch it.
Yes.
Remember Scott Stevens? These guys.
My favorite defenseman of all time.
Yes.
These guys that would run people over
but
and stuff.
How exactly? Like the way
now
play.
I find a guy gets hit, right? A guy gets hit. a clean hit, right? Demolished, but like he got hit clean, not dirty, shoulder to shoulder. There's a fight. Before, a guy would destroy someone like it was even an illegal hit.
Yeah.
The game would just continue and we'd continue to be playing. There was no fights every 2 seconds. There would be fights, but real fights. Like it wasn't, you touch my player and it's a whole scramble and then after, whatever.
Yeah.
I find that drives me crazy now that it's like that.
Look, you're 100% right. The game changed. Hence why, don't get me wrong, I'm still a Habs fan. I'm a big hockey fan, but I started to change my love for the sport more, leading to the NFL more than hockey, only because of all these changes, right? Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess with the generation that we're living in, don't take this the wrong way, but the sense of generation, they are trying to avoid, backlash with the media, so that's why they're trying to avoid fighting. No more, I get it, trust me. No more fighting, no more hitting, certain hits, this and that. But back then, like you said, it was fun to watch.
I understand headshots, right? Headshots are not counting,
yeah,
right?
and I get it.
Stupid.
Yeah, but the
Now
sport is
kill
rough,
someone,
though,
like-
technically,
Yeah,
right?
but they're focusing a lot on the kids today.
Yeah.
They want to have entertainment for the kids. Look at the All-Star game. It's the most boringest thing right now.
How is that?
Horrible.
How,
But it's fun for the kids.
They don't have a good marketing team. The NHL
It's not
does
like
not
NFL.
have a good.
Exactly,
The
it's
NHL
true.
does
They
not
don't
have a
the
good
same money
marketing team.
backed up as.
It's not
There's
even
that.
that.
There's
It's
that.
not
Well,
that.
there's
They're
that. No, but
trying
I think
different vision.
that has a part to play as well.
For
It's
sure, money too,
but they just their marketing team is just not up there with the NFL, with the NBA, or even soccer. It's
Yeah,
just it's
exactly.
unfortunate they're not, but they don't have. I truly believe they don't have that type of budget as well.
No, but the thing is, back then, it wasn't all about talent. It was about,
grit too. And
Grit.
It was a lot
Enforcement.
of grit grinding. Like the ones that had a lot of talent, they are like the Steve Eismans, the Pavel Bure's, but the ones that were grinders too. It's like you talk about Brendan Shanahan, like guys like that as well. It's.
But look at the marketing of the league right now. The only thing you see is the Crosbys, the Austin Matthews. Look, they changed the rules to make it a faster game. It's all about speed and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
They removed the overtime to get shootout. Why? It's entertaining for the kids to see that one-on-one against the goalie. That's what the marketing is right now. They just want to see speed, less whistles.
How did Zegers not win that? How did Zegers not win that?
No, I know.
You guys see that shit?
Yeah, I did.
How did Zegers not win that?
disgusting.
Yeah.
He's
This
disgusting.
guy put a blindfold over his head and did a move with one hand.
I saw that.
You saw that
killed
shit?
it.
Yeah,
He didn't
he-
win best breakaway, whatever the hell they called
They
it.
gave it to
It was ridiculous. I saw that. I was like, damn, holy, this kid's hands have been nasty.
Oh, they
Does this
gave
guy
it. They
play
gave it
in
to
the NHL?
Pietrangelo.
but that's it.
Alex Pietrangelo.
Yeah.
Here's my take.
I don't know. It's like
with-
the skill.
Here's my take with the change of the game. It's for sure a much faster game, which provides entertainment, and I totally agree for it. I'm a big believer in the fights. I
100%.
support the fights because the fights are the fighters or the enforcers. I don't want
another
to.
role.
I don't want to use the word goons because they're guys that could play hockey and they're there for
Yeah,
a
it's not like
specific
back in the day the guy would just get on, just
guys
punch
guys
a
that
guy
would
and get off.
guys would fight because somebody on the other team crossed the line.
Yeah.
Then when after there
Cross
was a
the
rule,
line,
there was
not
cross
just
the line,
hit.
there was something that you don't touch our superstar, or else you're gonna pay the price.
Well, I don't know if you remember.
So-
Sorry to cut you off. In the '90s, there was always like, let's say Gretzky with like one guy on the line that would just
Gre-
protect him.
Gre- Gretzky-
Mario Lemieux with that guy. What's his name? It's what a K his name started with. I forget his name, but he would always protect Mario Lemieux.
yeah, but
these
Mario-
guys always had one guy just to protect.
Mario Lemieux, he was a big body enough to
was
hold his
huge,
own.
man. He was
Gretzky,
big for his
unfortunately,
time.
he looked like he weighed 100
Yeah,
pounds
I
soaking
know.
wet. So he needed Marty McSorley and Dave
That's
Semenko
it. There,
to protect
that's
him.
it. Yeah.
He needed those guys, but that's why they won.
Yeah.
That's why they
Exactly.
that's why
And
they
he'll
won
tell
in
you
the
that.
80s.
He'll say it. That's-
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
Wayne Gretzky, absolutely, he's going to go down as the greatest. He's Wayne the Great for a reason.
Yeah.
You put up all those points. He did it in an era where, you could argue it was easy. Goalies weren't as good, but if it was that easy, everybody would have done it.
Yeah.
And he was the only one that did it. But he did have guys like Marty McSorley and Dave Semenko to back his ass up. And he also had Mark Messier, who is
he's
another great leader.
big
But the
guy.
guy
He's
too,
another big guy,
he
too.
was able to drop the gloves and defend himself if he wanted.
Mark Messi was big for his time too. Man.
This is where I think that the enforcer role needs to come back. And again, it's not. Look, if you ask a lot of hockey fans that don't know much about the game, a lot of them like the fights.
Yeah,
They like it. It's entertainment. But it's been part of
Fun
our.
to watch.
Well, like you don't watch the games. Then when I fight, you get all excited.
But it is fun to watch. You're
Listen,
right.
outside of sports of like hockey, basketball, football, baseball, at least in North America, what's the other sport that is huge? Boxing and UFC. Why? It's because it's just
Fighting.
two people going at it. This is human nature back in the gladiator days.
Well, exactly.
That's the type
It's
of entertainment.
true.
We're a bunch of savages.
Yeah,
we like that
we like
entertainment.
that,
We
yeah.
want to see blood. I'm going to take it easy. But the whole point.
Well, yeah.
No,
NHL's not that bad.
No, exactly. It's not that bad. But the change in the game now, I do like the 3-on-3 overtime. I love the shootout. I really, really do. At least it's not in the playoffs, because if they were to put that rule in the playoffs,
Like I like the 3v3 too.
that would upset me. In the playoffs, it's just straight 5-on-5. You go until somebody scores. But for me, the thing that needs to come back is the enforcer, because too many guys right now are getting hurt for because of dirty hits.
that too,
and there's
right?
nobody else. There's no.
That's a good point.
Look at what I'll give you an example. Look at last season, what happened with Panarin and Tom Wilson.
I was about to say that. I was just
Like Tom Wilson at that time, the Rangers had nobody
He's a goon
to
for
to
Washington.
challenge him,
Okay.
and he got away with it. And next thing you know, he's flexing in the penalty box. That's why they went to get Ryan Reeves.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
need everything.
Exactly.
And if you look at every team, the last 4 playoffs or Stanley Cup playoffs,
They always
there was
had
always that one guy that was able to
You
fight.
need it.
You had Maroon when he did it in St. Louis. He did it twice with Tampa Bay. But you also had Tom Wilson winning it with Washington.
This guy's not
against,
a goal scorer. Nothing. He has 3 cups. That's what he's trying to say, basically.
He's a 4th-line guy, and he
He
just
just makes a
plays.
difference.
He just,
I got
it's,
you.
it's, but the thing is, having those guys there, I'll give you the best example. In the Ice Guardians, it's a very good hockey enforcer documentary.
I know. What you're talking
A guy like Chris Chelios, one of the legendary defensemen, he goes, if it weren't for Chris Nyland, I'd be scared. Like knowing that a guy like Chris Nyland is there on the bench,
100%.
I could
You
do whatever
play
I want.
more confident,
I could do whatever I
right?
want. Going back to the headshots, though, I think ever since that whole NFL, I don't want to use the word scandal, but you know how they were covering up the concussions and all that?
Oh, yeah.
The NHL started because they don't want to get sued.
That's fine.
They don't want to get sued, which is great, which is great and all, but this goes back to my whole enforcer thing. They're all there. Oh, we're eliminating fights because we want to reduce concussions. Like, no, a lot of the concussions that are happening is because of these dirty hits.
It's never. It's rare. It's a fight. If it's a fight, it's because someone tripped.
Sidney Crosby has more concussions than name any fighter you want.
Exactly.
Crosby dropped the gloves maybe 3 times in his career.
Those are good.
So, I mean, look,
versus Philly and stuff.
Yeah, which is great, but
that's what it is. Like, look, I'm all for. I understand the view that they want, less injuries,
Protect them, yeah. I understand.
But at the same time, like you said, you need the enforcement
them.
to prevent those dirty hits.
Just like Wilson last
well,
season. You're right, 100%.
and if the refs in the league aren't going to take care of it, well, you need these guys to take care of it. But I have to say though, for me, the NHL, where they're lacking, right, for the officiating within the last couple of seasons has been terrible.
My God.
I might come out as biased, but for some reason, it feels like it's always against the Montreal Canadiens. I don't watch enough of the other teams to know if it happens to them as well. But for some reason, like Brendan, how many goals would Brendan Gallagher have in his career if they weren't refused?
Yeah, I know, but
because he's crashing, for Brendan, a player like Brendan Gallagher, the only way for him to score is like he's in front of the goal, he's screening him, and just
himself into the net.
just basically,
Well,
if you want to use that,
he taps in. Cleans up the guard.
I've seen him play.
You know what it is? Like, what I miss a lot about this sport, and that's what it's lacking, the love of the sport. You see these crazy salaries being given to the players, okay? That's already one wrong move, because now these players, they play for the salary. That's why it's fun to watch the AHL and the young players, because they're fighting for that contract.
or the World Juniors too.
Or the World Juniors. But once that contract is given to these players, it's a handful of players that are still going to play with their heart out, like the Crosbys and Ovechkins and Matthews. But you're not going to see that anymore, because everybody just wants the money. And that's where the sport and the marketing of this league is falling apart. Yes, I get you like the 3-on-3s, but I hate the 3-on-3s because the shootouts, because teams today, they're not playing for the 2 points anymore, or they just want to let's go to shootout because we're guaranteed that 1 point and that's it. That's all. Yeah. There's no more fun in the standings anymore because it's always close because of that. Imagine back in the old days, you go to overtime, you lose, you're not getting a point. So you're going to see players fight for that point. Yeah. And now the game is getting more entertaining because now there's no, let's just play for the 3-on-3.
Yeah, if they remove the overtime point, possibly, you'll probably see teams like fight a lot with a lot more urgency.
Why not 3-on-3 with taking out the 1 point?
That would be more entertaining.
They're like, okay, now I'm gonna skate, and now I'm gonna really.
But what do you do? Okay. If you lose overtime 3-on-3, you don't get a point. But if you go and shoot out, maybe you are deserving of that point.
No, because it still gives the players to.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, you lose, you don't get a point.
It's true.
If it's overtime, it's like but you needed 60 minutes to win a game, and if it took you longer than that, on both sides,
I know.
It's like giving the guy last place a trophy.
They do, hold on. It's like they do that now.
No, but
you gotta. It's not even 11.
Because like now, because what you're saying that they go in overtime, they still get a point. So you're saying that they're not hungry. They're like, whatever.
Like, let's just play safe, so we both get a point, and whatever happens.
Like, let's go back to the NFL, okay? Yeah. And this is something that I wish that the NHL can bring in. The NFL. Yeah. You play. I mean, of course, the money's there. Everybody wants the money. But in the NFL, you have your guaranteed salary, but then you have your bonuses and everything. You're not getting the bonuses and the rest if you're not performing right. Correct. It's all about performance. So even though you see the players play, they may be playing for the money, but it's still also the love for the sport.
I'm going to get an extra $1 million if I do this. An extra
but there's some contracts in the NHL. They do get a performance bonus, but it's not as
talking about NFL.
It's not as much as the NFL players.
Tom Brady got back on to play with Gronk. So Gronk
give him that extra $100,000 or whatever it was for the final catch.
Just that happened.
But seeing that, it's like you're watching these players as a fan, like. There's love on the field. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, when I'm watching hockey, it's like you see some players they're not giving it all because they washed their hands. They got that $10 million salary. Again, not everybody.
I think it's just a very, very small percentage of that, of players.
There's a handful of players today that are still performing after their salary. The Crosbys, the Ovechkins, the Matthews.
Because even if they slow down, they're still amongst the best on the ice.
Of course, but I just wish, that's why I enjoy watching the juniors and the AHL because all these players don't have a contract and they're playing for it.
They're playing for it.
Hungry.
And you know what, though? I'll add something. I think what I really miss the most, and it could play with the contracts and the money given to these players, that you don't see guys finishing their career with the same team they got drafted with anymore. I think you'll probably see it with Ovechkin, Crosby, maybe
Crosby.
Crosby. I have a feel. Watch Crosby come play for the Montreal Canadiens at the end of his career because it's his favorite team.
That's something we would do too.
It's his favorite team.
You know what? The old timer.
Yeah, but that's something.
So that's something that you don't see much. What I think I would like to see a little bit more, and I think that plays in with the contracts because your contract's coming to an end. Your value is increased.
So short-term contracts.
You know your value is increased, and there's gonna be another team trying to fight for you. So it's crazy. It's funny that we're saying, my God, these players are getting crazy amount of money, but yet they're the lowest players played in North America.
Yeah, I know.
What's the Patrick Mahomes contract? He's got $500 million.
Something like that.
He's getting paid 52.
The highest player in NHL is what, 10 million, 11 million?
Well, you have McDavid he's making 12.5, and then you have Matthews.
$977 million
a year.
No. That's his total contract. Average of $39 million per year. Does that include just his NFL?
And that doesn't include any bonus.
With bonuses, 45.
Jeez.
What's the total?
The total 477.
And then the
why would you want to play anymore at this point?
But then again, that's why you see them
What age
play.
does that sign that? What age does that sign?
23? No, he's 22.
Right?
Is he 22, 23?
You see, but that's the point I'm trying to make. These players are making that money and they're still wanting to play.
But he's still
that's
playing,
when
exactly.
you're, as a fan watching the game, you're like, these guys are getting this X amount of dollars, $39 million. The guy can just literally sit down and do nothing and still get that money, but you still see the love.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss watching in hockey back in the day, in the 90s with the enforcers and everything. That was fun hockey because they had more of a meaning to play.
Well, it's not just it was a lot more. It was a lot more grittier. So you saw guys giving it their all. Like now a lot. Now the thing about hockey now that's changed is that it's more of like that finesse and those skills and that talent where it's like guys aren't maybe grinding that much or not hitting as much because the game is all about speed and finesse.
Talent, yeah.
So that part is definitely changed a lot, which I think in a sense is cool. But you see the grinding and how can I say this? Like the intensity go when the playoffs come around. So when the playoffs comes around, sometimes that finesse doesn't come into handy. And this is why Austin Matthews, unfortunately, actually no, fortunately for the Maple Leafs, they can't win. They can't win the first round.
And that's another marketing issue. Like lower the amount of games in the season. You know, look, last year.
Oh, maybe. Yeah,
last year was fun
probably,
to watch. It was 52 games or 54 games, and every game mattered. Like the NFL, it's only 16 or now 17 games. Every game mattered. You lose one or two.
I wonder if can you imagine if the NHL went to a one-game elimination style playoffs? Oof. You probably see the craziest hockey game ever
flying into people.
But it can't. They can't
do that.
I know they can't. But
just lower, just shorten the season.
Well, look at baseball.
Make the team matter.
Baseball, the first couple of rounds, it's like best of 5 now. They do. So maybe. Unless you do reduce
best of 5 and then 7.
Best of 5 and then the finals is best of 7.
Semifinals and finals or
maybe.
7. Yeah.
I think you.
Well, that worked in the bubble. We had the best of 5 for the first 2
It's
series.
true. Yeah, it's true.
And
it's
again,
very true.
It was entertaining because now you
Everything
don't have
matters.
a bigger gap. You like a team in the NHL can have the worst
Half a
October,
season.
worst November, and then wake up in December, January.
We've seen that happen.
Right?
St. Louis
See
Blues.
that happen.
The St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, if you shorten the season, like Montreal last year when we were watching the 54 game, when they were losing that losing streak of 8 games, we started panicking as fans. Today, 8-game losing streak is like, okay, you know, they have time to catch up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
8 games last year was you might not have a chance of making it, and that gives that value, that love, that want to
every goal,
the drive to
every goal you're on edge too. You're the fans as a fan.
Even as a fan too. Sorry,
I remember that.
So
again,
maybe
you gotta
shortening the season and then also eliminating that extra point in overtime. You think it would change the whole dynamic of the game?
100%.
To be hungry, I feel. Yeah. I think.
The thing is that for me, I find. I know you say at the end it's close, that teams are in the standings and it's close, but I think that's what makes it exciting at the end to see like guys grinding it out the last game or 2 of the season, even if they get in by the skin of their teeth, it's like they still fought for that. So
that's true. You can look at it that way too. So maybe shorten the games.
Maybe shortening. Well, like because you hear players say like it's the season is
hardest.
The season is
right?
the season is long.
And I watch all kinds of sports.
It is. It really is. And like
so many games.
You look at the NBA. I think they play 82 games as well, but like it's a lot of back and forth, and like NBA players like they're top shape as well. But there's something like
hitting, right?
The thing is like in hockey, like the amount of intensity you're giving, like that you actually can't do more than a minute, or else you might suffer a cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
Like that tells you
Yeah.
that tells you something about the sport itself and the shape that these athletes are in. So and a lot of them say it's like the season's long, but then from the end of the playoffs to the beginning of training camp, there's not that much of a pause.
Time, yeah.
How much is the pause? How much
It's
time?
just like 2 to 3 months max.
Max.
Because you think they finish end of May, beginning of June,
Especially if
normally
you
supposed to have June,
Exactly.
July,
like
August.
Habs last season.
So you finish June. So you have June, the rest of June, July, August, September. You're back into
Games,
into
right?
training
September's already
camp.
preseason.
You're back into training camp exactly. So they don't have that much time to rest up.
I think it's a long season. Like it's really long. The season. Then after, like you're saying, it's best of 7, so it could be 7 games. Oh man, the guys are beat up, man. I think if you shorten also the season, you'll have those top players being able to play in the playoffs and not broken down. Like
Well,
we've seen Ovechkin,
but not just that
all
too.
being injured.
Do you think it's a possibility they can reduce risk of injuries
I'm sure.
Maybe,
to a lot of these players?
Think of 20 games less or 30 games less.
Makes a big
I
difference.
think
that
so.
makes a big difference.
And not just that, if you're looking at the business side of it, man, I'm paying this guy $8 million, but if he's always injured,
Exactly.
look at Stamkos.
Yeah.
Luckily, he was on the right.
and
Luckily,
you're still getting
Stamkos
paid.
was on the right team to win it
Yeah.
back to back.
Yeah.
But this poor guy, like he's getting injured all the time.
Well,
And you're still
especially
getting
you get
paid.
targeted, right? When you're those type of players. Too.
Yeah.
Like when
And you're also still getting paid. Look, Price is not playing. I mean, I get it. He's going through whatever, but it's $10 million and he's home. You know, in the
but that's
NFL,
part
you
of their-
get injured.
Yeah, but that's their contract, though.
No, of
That's part of the
course.
CBA.
Oh yeah,
I
the
believe.
NFL.
No, of course.
Did they cut it?
As soon as you get injured
Americans, I
or
didn't see
you
the-
get cut of a team, you're losing a chunk of your salary.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You're only
So
getting
as soon
your
as you get put on
guaranteed.
IR, basically.
You only get your guarantee. The rest is.
I didn't know
gone.
that.
Okay,
So
but because the rest is part of that is it part of that performance bonus?
I
that
don't
because you
like
can't perform.
fact check
you're
here
not-
and
Yeah,
until
that-
there.
I'm
I don't
sure
know
it's like a
full
clause
details, but
where
I know you don't
Probably
get
a per
everything.
game thing, like every
when
game
you get
play.
put
could
on
be.
IR, you probably lose a certain percentage or something. That's what you probably.
How many
have in a
games? How
contract,
many snaps?
right?
Look,
Yeah.
Antonio Brown. The reason
Yeah.
why he walked out of that field is whatever. We'll never
That
know the
was
full story.
so funny.
But I think he
the
needed
memes
two
that
more.
came out of that guy, like every what was it?
The Bucks won or
the
something.
Bucks,
You see the ones-
or the Bucks lost,
Yeah,
or,
something
or
like that.
Brady
Yeah, the Bucks lost.
retired,
Yeah, yeah.
assholes, like something like I don't know.
I think,
Just the memes that came out for that guy.
One of the
It was so
rumors
funny.
was, you know, he had two. Like again, we'll never know the truth, but like he's saying it's his injury. But then it was like the coach didn't want him to play 2 more snaps because he would have got his bonus. There's so much.
Yeah,
there's
apparently
a
it
lot
was
of-
that,
there's
yeah.
a lot
So
of
many rumors, right? We'll never know. But
the
that
rumor
goes to
mill
show.
just keeps fucking turning.
Especially-
It's crazy.
But that goes
Yeah,
to
yeah.
show like players want to play in the NFL, even if it's just for money. They're still loving it.
It's true.
Hockey, it's
But I guess it comes down to it's a 16-game season. It's like you got to win games
Oh, yeah,
as much
that's
as you
another
can
thing.
from the beginning
That's
if
it.
you want
lose,
to
like
if
you
you want a
said,
shot
2
at the Super
games,
Bowl.
it's like you're in
you
shit.
lose the
You're
first
like
3-4
losing.
games.
But I think
it's
you lose
harder.
4 games, 5 games, you're cooked.
No,
Like,
4 games you're done. Like it's almost like it's
But
hard.
but I
to come back.
I truly think the performance bonus part of the salary
That would be great.
is
That'd be
key.
really- that would be really
It's very
great.
key.
Honestly, that they should think about doing that for the NHL because I'm sure, like, if you say
They do, but
if
like
you hit
it's such
60
it's
points, you get this much. And
But
if you
the
hit, I don't know, 70 points, you could get this.
So-
20 goals, you get this. I'm sure. guys
go
can
on the
actually-
website capfriendly.com
Yeah.
and they give you the breakdown of contracts.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
see like what the average they're getting, what the original contract is, but they have performance bonuses as well. They have signing bonuses as well. There's a bunch of like Carey Price, he's getting paid the 10.5. His contract is just $1 million regular. It's the rest that's his signing bonus.
Yeah.
So maybe when the next CBA comes around, maybe something about that's got to change. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm looking here.
money talks.
Money talk.
Remember that.
That's for sure. Honestly, money does talk.
and all the rest fucking walks.
Yeah.
Before we close up, I wanted to know what do you guys think about the new GM? You know, he's Anglophone, right? This is like, do you think
He's
this is gonna
bilingual.
I know, but he's more of an Anglophone English name, right? It's always been like French.
How many
really.
French players on the team?
There's like none.
There's just
It doesn't
one,
matter.
2.
No. I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the
4.
city and everything. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying, do you think it's going to be a good change? Like,
Yes.
forget about this language and shit. Think about the hockey and about the
Yes.
players, and that's it. Do you
Yes.
think that's going to happen, or do you think the city's going to turn around on this?
They're
And
able
say,
to win
like,
games.
they're-
Turn around.
already-
Turn around on. What do you mean by
like
turn
let's say
around?
next season he does, or in the next 2 seasons he does
He kills-
nothing.
Okay.
He does terrible, or like not even terrible, just does nothing. You think they're going to start using odds because he's
Yeah, they're gonna give him
Anglophone?
shit.
Of course, you're always gonna get that population, right? And already when he got signed,
Already started. That's it.
already
That's,
started
that's
the
why I
talk.
when I
Not
wrote
to
that.
get into politics too much, but look, we've been saying it for so long. The Montreal fan base or the Munch organization has been run by politics, right? Like we don't care who is the coach. We don't care who are the players. All we want as a fan base is a winning team. But unfortunately, they care about. They have to speak French. They need to have French talent on the. Look, last year in the playoffs when everybody got injured, Legault came out and made a stupid comment while there's no French players on the ice. You know, but
The
like, who
dumbest-
cares?
the
We're
dumb-
going to the Stanley Cup
Yeah.
Finals.
I'm biting my
I was
tongue.
so
We're
mad.
going
I'm
to the
biting
Stanley
my
Cup
tongue on this one.
Finals.
Me too.
I'm biting my tongue, and I'm looking at the camera. I'm biting my tongue
man.
on this
So we're
one.
going to the Stanley Cup Finals, and all you care
That's
about is
you're
how
not
many French
satisfied.
players on the ice. So to answer your question, you know, are you happy with the signing? Look, at the end of the day, I don't care.
As long as they
Yeah,
win.
exactly.
Speak French, English, Italian,
Chinese,
German,
who
Chinese.
cares?
I don't care. Just give me a winning team.
Exactly.
Enough with the
Exactly.
politics.
The guy could not even speak, like you're saying, German or whatever, and if he wins, I couldn't care.
But
less
again,
what his name
I
is.
understand the importance of politics. You know, you need to have the French media to talk
Yeah,
to,
and
and
have
I
one
get
guy
it.
to talk
I
to.
100%
Yeah,
get
exactly.
it. But
I think it's
don't,
important too, though.
It's very
Yeah.
important to have it, but to a certain extent.
Exactly.
To a certain extent.
Exactly.
Is it as important that it should run the way the team is?
Here,
Should it run the team's direction? You know, like
It shouldn't.
No, it should. Here's the thing, because you have to go back to what the Montreal Canadiens meant for the French population at the time, especially if you're going back in the 30s,
Yeah,
even,
right.
even the
Yeah,
40s,
yeah.
when Maurice Richard made his name. Like, unfortunately, to the best of my memory, like the French population were not treated well amongst the English speaking
Okay.
at that time. So when Maurice Richard came and what he did for the
Like
French
united.
for the French community, that meant something for them, big time. That it kind of put them on the map, but it's just it gave the French population a sense of pride that they haven't had in, at least at that time, or at least for a while. So, and after that, it just grew. The team kept winning. They brought in francophone players that were like superstars at that time. You know, you talk about Jean Béliveau, Bernard Geoffrion, and then it led to Guy Lafleur and Serge Savard on defense. You know, but and if you think about it, then some guys are going to be like, oh, well, look at that time in the 70s. They won with an English coach and an English GM. An English coach and
but the whole team was French.
Who was the GM? Sam Pollock, and then you had oh my God, geez, I'm having a memory blank. Who was the coach for the Canadians in the 70s?
Scotty Bowman.
Scotty Bowman,
it was
exactly.
Scotty Bowman. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Brain fart. Yeah.
One of the best coaches
What people don't know is those guys are local guys from Montreal.
Exactly, that too,
They
right?
could still speak French. And for me, I think it's important to have somebody that speaks French. Not that he's francophone or he has a Québécois background. I don't care about that.
Exactly.
I do think, though, it is important for the one running the team to speak French at least, or able to speak French as best as he can. Well, that's it, because you have to respect that the majority of the population in Quebec is French speaking. Yeah. So I'm all for that. But please bring in someone qualified, and I think right now Kent Hughes is that guy qualified because he's coming from a different background that we're not used to, at least the fan base not used to.
Where does he come from?
So he was a player agent.
Okay.
So he knows how to deal with players. He knows how to negotiate contracts with players. He knows how to negotiate.
He started off with Le Cavalier.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. He started off.
Who was one of the
who's
one of the best Quebec-born players to play, at least in our generation, at least.
You're right, yeah.
So he knows how to deal with players. He knows how to deal with general managers. He knows how to find talent because he has his whole agency scouted talent as well. So. And imagine the fact that he's leaving. He sold his share for how much? I think he made how many millions of dollars he made just by selling his share of the company, of the agency company that he had. He made millions. He made millions. I don't even know if it's 100 million. I'm going to say around 30 million.
Really?
Fact check. So
I didn't know that.
So he left that to be the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens, the most storied franchise in hockey history. But he's coming from finally a different setting than we're used to seeing with Marc Bergevin. It's all guys that were assistant this in the office, assistant that.
Yeah.
This is just work their way up type of thing.
Exactly. This is someone that's from a completely different aspect of the game.
That's what I like.
He's played hockey in his career. He played I think semi-pro. He played in the second best college division in the United States in NCAA. Like, this guy knows hockey. His brother got drafted in the NHL, even though he didn't have a long-lasting career. This guy knows hockey. He doesn't just know behind. He doesn't only know behind the scenes. Exactly. So now with finally bringing in, this is the key thing though for the Canadians, is bringing in president of hockey operations in Jeff Gordon. I know he doesn't speak French. He's not going to deal with the media. But the thing is now is that you have two minds working together as one. Yeah. There's not just a top guy. It's being run by two guys. Mm-hmm. I have to congratulate Jeff Molson on doing this because. Yep, I think, like Antti said, the Canadians have been run by that political side of it for the longest time now, where it's like Jeff Molson, he wants a winning team. If anybody thinks that, he doesn't care, he only cares about his money, no, he really doesn't.
Or else he wouldn't be the owner of the team, he'd do something else.
Exactly that. He
put his money somewhere else.
So congratulations to him. And to answer your question is, the real hockey fans, or the guys that know the fan base, or excuse me, let me repeat that. The fan base that really, really know the game of hockey and with this team right now is patience is super key. Mm-hmm. Yeah, patience is key because whether they want to admit it or not, they're in sort of a rebuild phase. So it's going to take time. It's going to take a bit of time. There's probably going to be naysayers that say, we never should have hired Kent Hughes because he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Yeah. Whatever. They could say whatever they want, or you tell them shut the fuck up. Yeah. It's pretty simple.
Basically.
But this is honestly. We said it on our show. We even said it amongst our group chat. This feels like a breath of fresh air for this team and this franchise.
I agree.
So it's exciting. I'm very excited to see.
Future ahead.
I'm excited to see the future. I keep tabs on the prospects, how they're doing in their respective junior teams, and a lot of them are
doing
very
very
good.
good.
They're like almost top in their.
Goulet.
Caden Gooley, he's
can't wait for this
amazing.
kid to play.
You look at Joshua Roy.
You think he's playing next season? Goulet?
Oh,
Think he's ready?
Are these guys coming from Montreal 100%?
Again,
they're
division-
under,
signed, but they're still
under
like
contract,
juniors.
but they're still
They're playing with Laval?
no. So Canadian-born players,
Yeah.
it's either they make the NHL
Yeah.
or they go back to juniors up until the age of 21.
Okay.
So with Caden Gooley, because he signed last year, but because he signed at the age of 18 before a certain date, his contract could actually start as of next season.
Yeah.
With the Canadians.
With the Canadians. So even though he's under contract this year, it won't count towards their salary cap because of his age and when they signed him. It'll only start counting as the next year, so that in some sense they don't lose money.
Okay.
In a way. So it's either he makes the team because he's only going to be 19, 20, around that, I believe so. It's either he makes the team or he goes back to junior. But there's going to be another 2 players that are under contract that are going to turn 21. So it's either they play for the Canadians or they could go play for Laval.
That's it. So basically, he stays at his junior team. He doesn't go play for Laval. He can't. He plays with his team until that age, like you said, 21.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's how that works. And just to let you know, Scotty Bowman, what he's talking about, 9 Stanley Cups. I just fact
No, I know what it is.
Yeah, he's the best.
9 Stanley
That guy
Cups,
knows
man.
Yeah. I'm actually
see a coach with 9 Stanley Cups.
I actually have his book that Ken Dryden wrote about him. It's very, very good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the book Scotty. It's
I
I can't believe I forgot. This is how you guys know my brain is messed up because of all the concussions. Like I couldn't even remember his name. It's an actual problem.
He's saying that the game should go back to back in the day.
Well, back in the day, you didn't give guys headshots because you had someone that was going to throw their fist at your teeth.
Or you got someone like Scott Stevens that hit Paul Correa and you still get that.
Yeah.
Because he went flying.
But at the time, it was legal.
Did you ever see that hit?
That was the best hit.
Oh
We saw it together.
We saw it. Yeah, but the thing is,
The
is
guy
that
was like,
and
when you see the
yeah. Well, that was everybody was like, "Thank God you saw that."
Yeah,
That's a sign that he's still alive.
Yeah.
But then he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Starts the third period, comes back in, just comes on the left wing and just took
Try
a
to do
slap
that
shot.
today. Try to do that today.
Just took a slap shot and beat Martin Brodeur over the glove. It was. I actually loved Paul Correa too, growing up as a kid.
Yeah, Paul Correa, Team Canada too. He was sick.
Oh man, in 2000, the Olympics, Team Canada 2002 Olympics was amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you that hit. If you never saw that hit, I thought you've seen that hit.
Everyone thought he was dead. And
scary.
unfortunately,
It's
he's actually suffering the repercussions of that hit.
Concussion.
Like major. But at that time, they didn't know anything about
and he
concussions.
continued playing, right? You can't.
Continue playing.
Dangerous, man.
What year was this?
This was 2003.
Okay, so they weren't
2003
wearing
playoffs.
those leather helmets.
No.
It's like the, it's like the 50s.
It's not that. He got hit as a visor and everything.
Leather helmets. They weren't even wearing helmets in the 50s.
He got hit so hard that he just like
knocked out.
And his head whipped there, obviously. Yeah. But I think it was more.
But he was a smaller guy, and
was a
career like Stevens just lowered his shoulder.
But again, it was a legal
Got
hit.
ready.
And it just didn't see him coming. Could have been a late hit. It's arguably, but.
But
It's just at that
time.
It's just at that time. That's just the way it was.
I'm looking at his size here. 6'2", 220 pounds, man.
Yeah.
220 pounds.
There's a picture of
Back
Scott
then,
Stevens back in the day in his prime. He's taking a picture with Goldberg that used to be from the NC, not the NWO, the WCW. WCW, NWO at that time.
Yeah.
And Goldberg, like he's ripped.
wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's an old picture of Scott Stevens. Yeah.
What's it called?
Longest
Longest
Yard.
They brought in all the wrestlers in that movie.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Scott Stevens with him, and like Stevens 6-pack.
Yeah, he's
like
big, man.
with Goldberg. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. He was.
He's in shape. The thing is, teams when they would play New Jersey, they were like,
keep your head up.
Like keep your head up coming in the middle of the ice, or else you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And Paul Correa, just to say, if you don't know him, he's like one of the best players of all time. Like he's
a finesse skater.
And
like
in today's world, you can't hit the top players.
Yeah.
You hit McDavid, you're getting suspended. Like,
That's
that's again a different way,
that's
a different world that we're in. Right?
The player safety, them too, they gotta get their act together.
Yeah.
So do we do our little segment at the end of every
At the
episode,
end.
guys? We told you, we gave you a little hint on your show. Usually we don't even tell people. We just surprise them, but we gave you guys a little hint.
Gave us homework.
So Joe,
bastards.
tell them exactly
So at
what's
the end
going
of the
down.
podcast, we always ask the guests your top 5 dream car garage?
Damn it, I thought it was 3.
Five.
Just joking.
So, no budget. It's whatever you want. Usually, it doesn't really matter. But for example, like I don't know, you can have like 5 Koenigseggs if you really want to, but I guess try to keep it not realistic.
Realistic.
But,
I'd say realistic. We always say that. Try to keep it realistic.
But if you want to do 5 hypercars, you can. But I don't know what your lists are, but I'm sure
I have my list and
Go for it. You go.
You want
So
me to start?
this is,
Okay,
yeah.
go.
Think of two
So-
villains, you know?
Put on his notes
Look,
and everything.
look,
This guy's
you-
Well, I have
prepared,
to, 'cause
man.
I know,
This guy
I know,
comes
I know the
prepared.
make of the cars, but the exact models, like, forget.
That's
If you ask
it.
me the exact models, like, forget it. Like, I'm on the fucking moon. I don't know where I am. So, I'll start with right now the Camaro Zl1.
Nice, nice.
And-
Yo, I think you're the only one who said that up until now.
And honestly,
nice.
it's because of Transformers.
I thought it was just because you knew the car. I was like, nice.
Well, listen. I don't know much about cars, but I know a nice car when I see one. So, and thank God
Nice
for that.
car. Yeah,
But
it's a nice car.
yeah, no, it's because of Transformers. Like the first time I saw that car, I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
really, really like just. I don't know how
I
to
think
explain it. I
those
just
years you were able to buy a Transformers package, right? It
Yeah,
came with a
in yellow.
package, and you could get the Bumblebee stuff and all the
Yeah, well, but I mean, I
Autobots
was
or
a
whatever.
huge Transformers lover as a kid.
Yeah, as a
like
kid,
I bought,
right?
I have the toy. I bought
Yeah.
them. I still have them.
I remember
But
those toys. Yo.
no, but like it's just like that scene where he just pulls up in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
just like, and that was the whole point of the movie, just to show
Yeah.
like how sick these cars
Yeah,
look.
that's true.
So that,
okay, that's a
that-
good one.
That one's on my list. The Ferrari F8, but I like
Okay.
just Ferrari in
Tributo.
general. Like any Ferrari
Right?
is like
F8
Yeah.
Tributo.
Tributo,
Hey, you
Yeah.
come here in the summer, there's a guy there that has one.
yeah, it's
Black,
just it's,
all blacked out with gold rim.
I
Insane,
still,
that car.
to this day, when it comes to Ferraris, I still have a hard time deciding if I like red or yellow.
Depends the car.
Depends
Yeah,
the car, I
it does
know,
depend.
but they're both those colors are gorgeous, and I know they make some like black and
Yeah, it's
I like
so
black
dark
too,
dark
man. I
silver,
like black,
they
man.
dark
I like
blue.
black on a
But
Ferrari.
if
too.
I were to ever get if I had the budget for this car,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with the red, either red or yellow.
Red's
but
nice,
obviously red
Red's
is
the classic.
Red on
but
time.
and I'll probably
Red
answer
on
my own
time.
question. Just probably red, just because of Schumacher in the F1, like for all
Well, the
those years.
color
he
of
was
the
the-
company is red, right?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
like
So there you
the
go.
classic,
So there you
the
go.
original,
Exactly.
right?
So
red
so
on
there you
black
go.
or red on tan.
Well,
That's
it's
the-
their original color, that
Yeah.
red, right? I forget what it's called, but
Another one I really like is the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat.
okay. So
I
You
really
pick
like
the big boys, eh?
You can
He
see
doesn't go for the
at-
V6 Charger. He goes for the.
At the end,
Hey,
at
you
the end
go
of
for
my
the big
list, like
engine.
I'll
Big
say
cars. Here's my
points.
list.
at
You're
the
gonna
end
be
at the end of my list, I'll tell you what I have all in common. So anyways.
the color for the red, by the way, is Rosso Corsa.
Okay.
Cool
the color
fucking
code.
name.
Yeah,
That's a
I
cool
love-
name too.
Yeah, the Dodge Challenger. I remember when I was doing graphic designs course, I had to do like I had to design like a marketing poster thing,
Okay.
and I did the Dodge Challenger. It was the orange one with the black
the black
stripe on
yeah.
top of it. But then I remember seeing one. It was the reverse color. The black is all black with the orange, and I was just like,
That's a nice one.
like
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I got a bit of a. Fourth one, I'm gonna go with the Mustang GT.
Hey, he's really a muscle, eh?
Any model between
I should have went first.
any year between 1967 and 1969. Any one of those are
First gen.
yeah.
It's,
The
fastbacks.
again, my knowledge about the car is 0 to none. I just
Talking to big Mustang guys. right here.
but just seeing that car, like I know it's like, oh, it's nice enough that I actually wouldn't mind being seen driving that.
Classic.
I love that.
And then I don't know if I'm gonna contradict Ferrari fans over here, but the Lamborghini, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, Lamborghini Sian FKP, the 2019 one.
Which
If you've
one?
seen it.
CN.
Oh, the Sian.
Sian KP.
Yeah, the one that looks
that just looks like it could be a Batmobile if I had it,
It
in
really
black.
is.
Black,
It is,
black
honestly.
wheels, black
Yeah.
windows.
So the one thing in common I have is typical.
No, that's a good.
Typical.
I like
they're
That's a
typical-
good. It's all like
they're
American,
typical cars.
and after you got some.
Well, no, like
sport-
if I like you said, the rule was if I had no budget, no
Budget.
nothing, just spend all the money you want. Like I'd probably go diesel,
Ferrari,
but then
Ferrari,
like,
Lamborghini,
Wow.
Lamborghini.
but I mean,
Let's just end the show.
She's like
right
Honda
now.
Civic '98.
Okay, so
Toyota Matrix hatchback.
Anthony's like, I don't know how to follow that.
this is probably the first and only guest will have a list like this.
Let's
So,
Let's see. Well, we got some pretty good ones.
We got some
what
interesting
do we
ones.
get? A Ford Tempo?
No,
We also got like a Cadillac with the velour seats inside.
Yeah,
when,
it's true.
Nick Messina
You
came on.
said stay realistic. This is the
Yeah.
most realistic you'll ever get. Like,
No,
this
same
is
here.
someone
This
like I
is-
can go now maybe and buy these cars. But, wow, I'm embarrassed a bit. No, first car, to be honest, realistic, and if I had the money and if I had like a garage of 5 cars, the Infiniti G35.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
That to me was
Really?
my first car that I ever bought.
Okay, I was going to say,
okay.
did you ever own one? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
I have
cool.
owned one.
Did you put an exhaust on it?
No, I kept it
okay, like-
simple.
like
I'm,
all
I'm
those,
telling you, I'm not a car guy. I'm a simple guy. Like I'm not here to. I'm
It's a
not
nice
the guy
car,
who's gonna
simple.
go buy like a Ferrari or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's why realistic G35.
Nice, okay.
I love the sound of
Convertible
the,
or
the regular, like the classic
yeah.
Infiniti G35.
Two-door.
Two-door.
The
yeah.
two-door ones.
Yeah.
Remember when they first came out?
convertible
there?
will be G37 actually.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
exactly.
I don't like the G37. It's nice.
Why?
But
I'm curious to know.
I don't know.
Why, Anthony?
I'm all about.
I need to know why.
I'm all about the original, like
Okay.
the classic look.
It is
you
the
know,
first-
like,
yeah, you're right.
Make sure it's a good answer, or else you're never coming back.
So the G35 number 1 was my
Okay.
first car. I
Okay.
love the sound of it.
Oh, yeah, it's got a
The
nice
sound is
It's got a nice-
fantastic.
Yeah,
on this
I
They're
car.
only
very
got
cool
rid of
sound.
it because of the winters here in Montreal.
It's
Back
true,
wheel
'cause you were
drive.
rear-wheel drive
The
back
back
in
wheel
the day.
drive, and I used to always put in the garage for the winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I always had to share my cars with my parents, like, because I didn't have my own car in the winter. So who's going out with it?
Who's
you
not?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
Okay.
worst. So after 3 years of having that car, I'm like, okay, it's time to get a car that I can drive all year long, and it's mine, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's number 1.
So then you got the G37X.
So number 2, the Tesla.
Okay.
I'm all
With
into
Tesla.
the Y.
Okay.
Model Y. Okay.
Y.
Okay.
I mean, also the Model 3 because it's the most affordable one right now. But if I had to get one, it's the Y
Have
model.
you seen the plate? The plaid?
No.
The one that has a steering wheel that looks like a fighter jet?
No,
You never
You
saw
never
that
seen
one?
that?
no.
The fastest one in the world right now?
I don't know what it
Oh, I
is.
think-
There's
I
something
think
about
I've
the
seen it.
Tesla that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want today. It's the phase that I'm in right now.
Have
Like,
you sat in one?
no, I've never driven
in one.
one.
Sit in
nothing.
one and then
Sit in one, come back to
tell
me.
us what do you think.
Tell me what you think.
Good or bad?
I'm not saying anything. I want to see.
Mixed opinions. Everybody has mixed
100%
opinions.
bad. If it was good, they tell you how amazing it
because
is.
there's some things.
It's
Some
not
things
a
I'm
bad
like,
car.
wow, and then some
Yeah.
things I'm like, you're paying that much. Like we spoke about.
Well,
I
we
think,
also
on
have
the
a
last
super
episode.
biased opinion on electric cars.
Yeah, but I don't mind. I like them.
I don't want to talk shit about Tesla. They're actually good cars. They
Or
are.
the way
They
you
are
launch that.
powerful
They're
for
very
electric
powerful.
cars. Yeah,
I don't know.
And to save
Again,
gas, they
I've
are.
never driven
The
one.
look
I
is
don't know
nice.
much about it. It's the look. There's something
The
about
look
the
is
look.
nice. The
that
look
I
is
just-
nice.
I
100%
just want it right
Wait,
now.
what do you think?
For that, I
What do you
agree.
think my list is all about?
It's all
It's all about looks.
Also the look.
Like
For electric
okay.
cars, they 100% like right now they have the
The
look
best.
like
They got the best.
It's-
it's the best looking electric car you can buy.
Yeah,
Now like
it's-
the other manufacturer like Audi and whatever they're gonna come out with other ones too, but right now, yes, they
Yeah.
are the best
Yeah.
looking one.
So that's my number 2.
Okay.
Number 3, I'll have to throw it in the Ferrari, of course.
Yeah.
Which one? Any? I don't care. If I had the money, I'll
Just
get
give me
a
one.
You go
and I'm
to the
happy.
dealer.
Would
Just
you-
give me anyone.
just give me
Just
a
send it to my
Ferrari.
If you
house.
take a Dino, don't say anything. You're gonna make sure you know which one you buy.
Just give me a Ferrari. Give me the keys. Red. That's it. That's all.
Red.
I'm
Red
gonna
to the
leave-
tan, I'll leave with it.
I don't care.
That's classic.
So that's number 3. Now
Yeah.
2 others that I didn't prep for. Again, this is.
That's okay.
You're never gonna guess that have.
I'll open my list for
That's
you.
fine. I actually like the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
You see on his
the
chest.
C,
Ah.
the C,
What a
C-class.
the
suck
C
up.
classes.
Yeah.
Those
You're
ones
trying to suck
there.
up, but you
What
see
a
what you see
suck
on
up.
his
That's
Gosh, I
what.
didn't even notice that.
I used to
I
have
did it
one,
for him.
actually. I used to have one.
So I like that Mercedes
Yeah, yeah.
C classes. The look, it's beautiful.
It's a nice looking car.
Yeah,
It's a well, it's been around for years. That car,
Yeah.
man. C class is a C class. Yeah.
And of course, number 5. I know I should have said this number 1, but because G35 was my car, I love the Acura.
Integra?
Integras?
No, the
I,
TLs.
I thought about
TLs.
Acura Integra. If I
Acura
want to go
TL.
back, like
I drove an
Yeah.
ILX. After when I got rid of my G35, I went with the ILX.
Yeah.
You know, nice looking car. It's
You're a good looking.
That's
car,
a four-door,
especially
right?
now. Yes,
four-door.
it's a smaller
Four-door.
one. It's a smaller one. Yeah.
But I just love the Acura family. Like to me,
Yo, man, very nice looking
yeah,
cars.
Acuras,
man.
Acuras
Very
are
nice
always
looking
good cars.
Acuras
There's
are
a
always
guy.
good.
There's
There's
a
yeah.
new one there.
the
that's
TL
TLX.
Type S.
Yeah, the A-Spec.
My dad's neighbor has it. A-Spec, sorry.
What a
Right in
sick
front,
car.
white
Beautiful
with red interior.
yeah.
Nice.
What a sick
Mean
car.
looking car, man.
So to me, Acura's
You
honestly,
like the NSX?
yes.
Yeah, the
Classic
new ones.
beautiful car.
And
And the
also
new ones are
also
ridiculous, but I
the
always
old
think about the
ones
old
too
ones.
there.
I
Yeah.
always-
Look, I drive Hondas now. I have 2 Hondas. I mean, I'm a family guy, so I have to get the CRV and the Civic.
I want my
You
I
know?
want my next car to be a Honda. Yeah,
I just love-
correct me if is it the SRX?
Type R.
SRX is Cadillac.
No, what am I saying?
CRV.
CRV.
Yeah.
Is that one, the 2-door sport one?
No.
Oh, no.
CRV
is the
CRX. That's the old ones. Civic
Or
CRX.
is it the SR? I don't know.
CRX is the old one. The
That's
Civic
the one with the
CRX.
hatch.
Whatever you guys do, just don't edit my fuck up.
We'll take this part off.
So
No, I don't take anything out.
So I'm a Honda guy right now. I have the CRV and the Civic.
Okay.
But I just love the Acura Honda family.
Yeah.
Oh,
just-
Well, the Acura is
reliable.
like always like
It's the Honda is
the luxury of Honda.
version of the Hondas. Yeah,
They
It's
make
reliable
fantastic
and-
cars. Yeah.
reliable, good family cars, and
They last
Now they're coming
long,
up with
yeah.
the TLX Type R.
Yeah.
With the bigger engine
Yeah.
inside and
Well,
everything.
isn't it
That's
Type
going to be
S?
Type S. I mean, sorry.
Type
yeah.
S and A-Spec now, right?
Yeah.
That's it, right?
It's A-Spec then Type
So
S.
Well, Type
imagine-
S is already out.
so
Yeah.
imagine me having all the money in the world with a garage of
Good.
5 cars, and all you see is Infiniti, an
Hey.
Acura, a Mercedes,
Go
a
Ferrari.
Tesla,
look,
and a Ferrari. That's
look
it.
at one of the biggest car collections ever, and it's what's his name? It's Jay Leno. He's got cars like that.
Yeah.
He's got cars one of one that are worth millions, and he's got like a Civic
Well, what about
like hatchback that like no one has anymore. But he's like, I just love the way this car drives. He has I think an old Golf, and he's like, I just love the way this car drives. There's people that he sent me pictures. There's people that have airplanes, man, like airplanes, S class,
Yeah,
and
the
a
picture
Golf
center.
R.
Yeah.
Like a Golf R. The guy's like, I just enjoy driving the car. It's a fun car. It's $40,000 car, and he has a
reason-
$20,000 car and a plane.
a reason why I
Like,
love
it's just
watching?
people just like certain.
A reason why
like you're saying,
a reason why I
you know?
watch loving comedians in cars getting coffee
It's a good one,
Jerry,
too.
just because Jerry Seinfeld he's got
Drive random cars.
cars
You don't even think of
different exactly. But what's cool about
it.
it is
That
he
Camaro.
goes-
You like Camaros? Did you see Jerry Seinfeld?
yeah, of course,
Camaro?
yeah. But what's cool about it is that he gets cars based on the personality of his guest,
Yes.
more or less,
yes,
which I
yes,
find so
yes.
cool.
That's a sick show. I like that show a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw an honorable mention, but
Shoot.
just
do
based
it.
on look,
Yeah.
any Maserati, like
Ooh, I like that.
Gran
I
Turismo,
like that.
2-door.
sure, whatever.
Yo, they're nice cars, man. The Ghibli too. I drove
that
that
one.
I drove the Ghibli in Florida, man. That's a car for Florida.
Yeah,
Those cars
they're
are like
sick
those
cars.
cars
Yeah,
are made for.
but
like,
that's
Florida.
the
Any
thing
car
though.
Florida,
Like
yes.
these, like I'm
feels good just driving.
I'm well aware. I'm well aware that every car I
Drove my
mentioned
CRV
is
everywhere.
not
Like,
feels great. Yeah.
is not a Quebec, Canada type of car. Like I'm well aware of that. And maybe if I have the money to buy
money
all
to
5
buy
of these
all
cars,
that.
I have to dip and go to
Exactly.
Florida.
Florida,
yeah,
So-
for sure.
Bring
Any
the
car,
cars
like
in.
I was just
Yeah,
telling
that's
you,
it.
any car. When I drove to Florida in December, and I was with my CRV.
You feel like
Oh,
$1
I
million
just-
bucks. You know, by the water there. You just
All
whole
windows
feeling is
open.
different, yeah.
You want to laugh? You see how big he is? Like how? No, he's not big. He's tall. Sorry,
Yeah.
he's tall, and I'm big. I'm big, if anything.
See how big he
And
is.
my other cousin is just as tall as him. We're 3 guys in it was Fort Lauderdale. We didn't
Yeah.
go to Miami, right? Fort Lauderdale on scooters, and we had a blast. Over here, I would never drive a scooter. Like
You know,
what the hell's
scooter.
the
There's
point?
there's the front seat, and then there's like that little seat in the back.
Yeah.
That's for the second person.
Yeah, he was
I was sitting on the
legs out like this,
seat.
going downtown Fort
You're one of
Lauderdale.
those weirdos in Florida, right?
But goes back to what you're saying. You just feel good.
In Florida,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
Even
anything.
walking in Florida is just the best.
Okay,
feeling.
I found my Honda, the SI Coupe. There you go.
Okay, that's it.
That's
That's,
like-
that's
that's
what I
right.
thought it was. That's what I
the one
thought you were
want.
looking at.
Now,
Okay.
if we really talk realistically,
There you go.
that's
That's a nice car.
Jeez, how did I go for it? I added in too
You
many
said
letters.
TRX because that's an old Civic.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
an
I
old
know, I
Civic.
know. But
That was a crazy Civic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
you give me
Bentley's
my-
here.
Your Bentley. So let's wrap it up.
Guys, Camera 2, shout out your
Yeah, where we
podcast,
find you guys.
where you can find you guys, the handle if you have Twitter or Facebook.
Yep.
Very simple.
Instagram.
The Curfew boys from Montreal. The Curfew, it's very easy to remember.
Such genius behind the name of the
The art of the title.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and you can hear us on.
Yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify.
Yeah.
Unless there's others that you didn't tell me, but I think those are the 3.
Anywhere where you can get
every
podcasts,
platform,
guys.
just
Yeah,
write
all
the
over.
Curfew boys.
You'll
and
find
you'll
it.
find us.
Put it on Google.
Guys,
you'll
check
find
them
it.
out. Really good podcast, especially if you love hockey,
Sports.
especially hockey and sports and stuff. And if you're from Montreal, you got to check it out, guys. It's a really good
If you're
podcast.
Habs fans.
It was a fun time, guys. You
Yeah,
guys
I had a
being
blast. Thank you for coming
being
on.
on yours.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
had a
nice
blast.
little collab that we
Appreciate
did, and hopefully we can do it again. Honestly,
For sure.
Absolutely.
Anytime, guys.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Let us know.
Support
Hopefully it'll be
local.
summertime too, and it'll be
Outside.
nicer
Let's get
outside.
that
Yeah.
setup going outside.
There you
Few
go.
more months.
On your windy balcony.
There you go. There you go.
Guys, episode 64. You can follow us at the Fula Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. No Twitter. I'm Gio.
Amas.
Curfew Boys. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Have a good one.